Welcome back to designing and publishing a website in Figma Sites. In the previous episode, we have finalized the new testimonial card component and made it responsive and also animated. Since this component is going to go onto the customers page, we now have basically everything we need to finalize, responsify, and publish this page. And that's what we're going to do in this video. As always, if you'd like to save time and support the channel, check the link in the description to purchase the source file for this entire series. And also, if you need personalized help, you can now book a one-to-one coaching session with me, also by using one of the links in the description. If you take a look and compare these two pages, integrations and customers, they are very similar. And since we already finalized this layout, the integrations page, I think it would make the most sense to just copy this layout, make those changes and publish it. I think that's the most straightforward, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Here are a few elements that I placed there when I was creating this component. So I'm gonna just move it away. I'm gonna drag it out. I'm going to also remove these because I don't need them. And I am going to do the following. I'm going to, on the customers page, I am going to actually remove the menu and the headline. I'm just going to keep it completely empty. And then I'm going to grab the auto layout called features page content from integrations, which by the way should be called integrations page content. And I'm going to copy that onto my customers page to the desktop breakpoints. By the way, if you're curious about breakpoints and what they are, go and watch episode number 44 of this series, where I go into detail on how to actually use breakpoints in the Figma sites. And with that desktop breakpoint now selected, I'm going to do Command V, which is going to paste in the integrations layout. You can see that it also pasted the desktop and mobile versions with all the adjustments that we did, which is great. What we need to do now is just take these breakpoints, tablet and mobile, and change the mode to mobile. This is going to affect our fonts. Again, if you're curious about why I'm doing this, go and check out episode number 54 of this series, where I explain how to set this up, okay? So you can see that when I change between desktop and mobile, our fonts are changing, and how to achieve that, I explained that in episode number 54. Now, with this in place, I'm gonna also go ahead and grab the header. I'm gonna do Command C and then select the desktop breakpoint and do Command V, which is again gonna paste in the menu with all its behavior enabled, so it's sticky, it's gonna be glued to the left and right, and we also get the mobile version. All right, and so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the customers section, the customers page, I'm actually gonna duplicate it over here as inspiration, and let's take a look at what changes we need to make in order to finalize this customers page. First of all, we have to go and grab the headline. Okay, I'm going to grab the headline with this control over here enabled, and I'm going to do enter and type in customers. It's going to update the headline across all the breakpoints, and then I'm going to also copy this text over here from customers and paste that in, so that I'm going to actually replace all of that. Okay, and for some reason this change did not propagate onto tablet and mobile, so I'm just going to select these two and do reset all changes, which is going to revert them back to its original desktop breakpoint contents. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the background of the entire integrations page content. So I'm going to grab that layout and do fill and do F0, 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 which is going to change the background across all these sections. This is because these are transparent, right? These sections are transparent, so they're just going to show the color that the parent element has, essentially. Okay, great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab an instance of the new testimonial card L from our design system, and then I'm going to do Option and click and drag to create an instance. I'm gonna move that over here to be used later. And also what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare 3 additional new large avatars, because if you remember the previous 2 episodes, or the previous episode actually, we ran into some problems with the photo. So I'm just gonna go ahead and duplicate this. So this is gonna be person 2, and this is gonna be person 3, and then person 4. Okay. What I'm gonna do next is actually I'm gonna shift click and select all these people, all these avatars. I'm gonna do Option and click and drag to create an instance, and then I'm gonna grab all of these, press key on my keyboard and do 180 in terms of height. And then finally I'm gonna select them, press enter, press tab again, and then remove that. Then I'm gonna select them again. So I'm gonna click on this one, and this one, and do clip content, okay? And now I'm gonna select the person number 2, and do Command Shift C, select this variant and do Command V or Control V if you're on Windows. I'm gonna do clip content, and I'm gonna do something similar with person number 3, so Command Shift C, and then select this, Command V, and then I'm gonna do 90, and finally Command Shift C on this one, select the final one and do Command V, and then I'm gonna do 90 corner radius and make sure it is. Oh, actually what happened over here is that we copied the image inside of the variants, so I just need to grab the image layer, the image fill on the image, copy and paste that onto the variant itself, okay? Big difference. Then I'm gonna do the same here, just real quick adjustment, and then Command V, and then finally this one, Command C, and this one, paste, and I'm gonna remove the previous fill, and then I'm gonna select these 3, enter and delete. Okay, so now we got basically these variants, these avatars that have only the fill on themselves, and then they do not contain any other image. All right, and now we have prepared these avatars for our cards. So I'm gonna go back in here and continue with editing this page. I also forgot that we actually have to grab this icon. Okay, we can either copy it from here or go to the instance of this icon, and instead of integrations, select customers. Okay, this is gonna propagate those changes and it's gonna match what we have here. Perfect. Now what I'm gonna do is I am going to duplicate this card once and then duplicate those 2 again to get 4 cards, right? Then I'm gonna select all of them and press Shift A. With this now being an auto layout, I'm gonna make sure this setup is enabled, which is the horizontal direction with the wrap auto layout enabled. And I'm gonna do 24 on both the horizontal and vertical spacing, and then press enter and do fill container. Okay, we do not want this behavior. We would actually like to see this breakdown onto multiple lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this auto layout, press enter, and then do minimum width, and let's do 450. Let's see if that works. If I now shrink this layout, we're gonna get this behavior. Okay, so that's good. I am going to rename this to testimonial card containers, testimonial cards container, right? And then I'm going to change the actual content of these cards. So I'm going to select the second one and change the person to 2, okay? And the company may be to company B. Then I'm gonna keep company B on the third one, but change the person to 3. And then I'm gonna take finally the fourth one change that to person 4, and the company is going to be company A. So now all the content is in. We can actually go ahead and do copy and then select this integrations cards auto layout and do Command Shift R, which is going to replace this. And then I'm going to go ahead and do fill container, but at the same time I'm going to do maximum width of 1152 for this to actually fit our layout guides, our grid system. Okay, now I'm going to do something similar on tablet and mobile versions. So I'm going to select this section, enter, and then do fill container, and I don't have to set up the maximum width here. Okay, now here is clearly an issue, and that is this card stops being responsive when it's on mobile. It's essentially stuck. This happened because we set the minimum width to be 450, which is good when on desktop, but on mobile that's not ideal. So I'm just going to select these, press enter, and then actually remove the minimum width. Okay, I'm going to remove the minimum width, and now this happened. So we actually don't need to remove the minimum width in its entirety. We just need to change it to, let's say, 230, something like that. Okay, this is going to break each of those onto a separate line basically, and it's going to work as intended. Now what remains is to select this entire breakpoint and do Shift A to convert this to an auto layout. I am going to do hug contents, which is going to basically clip all these other sizes. Now I'm going to go ahead and launch the preview, and I'm going to see if there are any bugs, any issues that we need to fix before we publish this. So when I launch the preview, this is what I get, right? Okay, I see issue number 1. That's going to be the auto layout being set to fixed width instead of fill containers. So with the breakpoint selected, we then have the integrations page content, which should be now called customers again. And I'm going to set the width to be fill container. Okay. And then I'm going to basically ensure that the same is on tablet and on mobile, so that all of these are fill container. Now let me launch the preview again. And you're going to see that it is now responsive. Okay. And it also reacts to hovering, right? So this, I think, works really well. It is also fully responsive. You can see that from about this size, it's going to break each of those onto its separate line. But we at the same time get this weird behavior where it's in a 2x2 grid, and then it's in basically each of these on its separate line. Then it's in a 2x2 grid again, and then it's on each individual line. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead on tablet, select this section, press enter to select all of those, and then I am going to change the minimum width to be, let's say, 300, something like that. Let's see what that looks like. So on desktop, we got all of those cards, and then as we go further low in resolution, you can see that they are going to be stacking themselves like this. We do not get a situation where we get a singular column and then multiple columns again. It's just that here we have 3 columns. I think that could be changed by, actually I'm going to go, I think, for more on the minimum width. Actually, let's just keep the minimum width on tablet to 350. Let's keep the minimum width to 350. And I think this is almost there. I think we just should change the maximum width on mobile to be more than 230. I think it should be like 260, 268, something like that. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, let's just leave it there. So if I go now to the prototype, you can see that, or to the preview, you can see how we got this nice modern layout. It's fully responsive, and I really like how this turned out. I think it's definitely an improvement when you compare it to these cards. Let me know in the comments if you also agree that this is a better version. All right, so this was definitely made easier by just copying the layout from the previous page. We simply changed the background color, and then we created a new container for these cards and played around with the maximum and minimum widths for a while to achieve the best result. Now I have just noticed that we need to set up the height of the customer's page content to be hug contents because we got fixed, but I think that's about it. Now let me publish this and see what that looks like on a live website. We got some issue, but these are just accessibility. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click publish or update. And this is what our customer's page looks like right now. It reacts to hovering. It is also fully responsive and overall looks, I think, very clean and modern. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, I would appreciate you leaving a like. And as I mentioned, if you want to download the source file for all of this, check the link in the description. And if you need personalized help, you can book a one-to-one live coaching session with me, also using the link in the description. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will see you in the next one.